Hi, so even after passing of 1 month, the Iran war is not stopping, and to me it looks that it's not stopping anytime soon. And we are seeing what's happening with the global oil prices, what's happening with energy demand and supply, everything is in front of us. Now, if we try to analyze Donald Trump's and White House's briefings and his statements, it is very difficult to analyze where the things are going. So, we must analyze by joining the dots of what's happening in that region and what's happening from both the sides so that we can get some picture and we can draw a picture or draw a map that these things might happen. So let's start with what's happening from US side. And what I am seeing that United States is trying to amass large number of troops and also marines who might enter Iran or Kyrg Island or Abu Mubasa Island and do some kind of, at least some kind of ground offensive. Though I don't think that Donald Trump wants that because ground offensive won't be popular and he might have got those signals by those no kings protests taken place in United States of America in which hundreds of thousands of people even millions of people were on the streets of United States, but he will need some kind of off ramp to leave this war theater, and he may try to put American flag on Kyrg Island or something like that and claim victory and move on. If even that happens, that is good. But will that be easy? I don't think so. Why? Because once American soldiers are at Kyrg Island, they will be very close to Iran, and those attacks will be more severe, and body bags might return home to United States. Then they are talking about those straits, Strait of Hormuz to clear it. Even that doesn't look easy to me. Why? Because that is a very narrow strait and very shallow at some places. I think at some places it's just 200 meters or something like that. And there are reports that Iranians have already made caves in those shallow waters so that from there they may attack via their underwater drones, their missiles, or underwater small submarines. And those submarines we have not seen till now in this war theater. So if they come into action, what might be there we don't know, but we can expect and add to it the technology, the Beidou technology, the Beidou 3 technology given by Chinese, and it looks like it's working perfectly for Iranians because some time back they dropped GPS and picked up Beidou, and with this Beidou technology they can attack pinpoint, and we are seeing that all the bases on which they have attacked very pinpointedly. So things are not easy even for United States of America, and the pictures we have seen of those aircrafts, because these jets, even F-35, these are the crown jewels of United States, and if these are being struck, if these are being hit, if these are being crushed, then imagine the kind of accuracy these missiles must be having. And plus add to it, I think the Americans are going short of the anticipators, those defensive hardware of missiles against the missiles, and due to that also some many of the drones and missiles are hitting the targets. So that might be a reason that Donald Trump want to achieve what by foot soldiers, what the Air Force failed to achieve. And don't forget that the crown jewel of American military power is Air Force and not the Marines or their ground troops military. So what Air Force is not able to achieve, will it be achieved by the military ground forces? I don't think so. Another big thing is coming is Muhammad Safa, who was representing Patriot Circle, something like that, in UN. He has resigned from his duties, and I think he was there on his duties since past 1 decade. So he has resigned his career, and he became a whistleblower, and he told that UN is preparing for an attack, a nuclear strike on Tehran. Now, if you are constantly watching me, I am telling these things since very long that there is a very high possibility that US might use a nuke on Iran, because if nothing works, then they might go for it. And don't be surprised. My exact word was, don't be surprised. And now these things are coming into picture. Now, what will Iranians do? We don't know. We don't know whether they have a nuclear weapon or not, because they have definitely that 460 kilogram of 60% enriched uranium. Now, to take the uranium from 60 to 90%, it's just a procedure. It's not a rocket science anymore. What science they need to learn, they have already learned that. So we don't know that whether they have made the nuclear weapon or not. And if they have made the nuclear weapon, then things might be very much different. And even if they are not having that nuclear weapon, they might go for a dirty bomb. What is dirty bomb? They can use this 60% enriched uranium in a bomb, in a missile, and put it loose so that it is scattered on a big territory. So those radiations will come into effect. So this war may turn out to be very, very ugly one. Now imagine what will be the prices of energy if US takes over or takes the control of Kharg Island, from where Iran exports 90% of its energy. Then Iranian oil will be literally out of global market. Houthis have already entered this war, and if Babul Mandab is also blocked, then Saudi oil is also out of markets. And one thing what Ukrainians have learned by this war is attacking the oil energy infrastructure, and they are constantly attacking Russian production of oil. So Russia's capacity is also decreasing. So Saudi oil not in market, UAE oil not in market, Kuwait oil not in market, Iranian oil not in market, Russian oil quantity decreased. Then imagine the scenario of the global energy supply and where the prices might go. I dare to say that it might even touch $300. And one more player might enter this war, and that is Putin. Why? Because already Zelensky has entered this war against Iran. GCC countries are being supported in anti-drone technology by Ukraine. So there is a very high possibility that in order to retaliate, Putin might join this war one day, and it will be a very, very big war. We are already seeing that G7 is having big fissures. It has already cracked. And yesterday it was Spain which stopped the US war machines to use its airspace. Now today it's Italy who has banned the landing of American fighter aircrafts on their soil. So things are not going very hunky-dory for both the sides. See, Iran, they have lost a lot of their leaders and big officials. They are also losing a lot of infrastructure. But things are not going perfect or well even for United States of America.